Good afternoon, good evening, those of you on YouTube and TikTok platforms. We thank even the Most High, even the I Am that I Am, for you. Let us pray. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, even the I Am that I Am, we thank you for all that you've done. We thank you for being who you are. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your deliverance. We thank you how you delivered our ancestors from those who oppressed them. Yet we still have come through so many oppressors, even to this day. But yet you said that there's a certain amount of time. But then the fact is, we ask you to help restore us back where the things are eaten up because of our own ways, because of the things that we have done, because of the disobedience and the way we did not submit unto you. But yet we submit ourselves unto you, even your way, even your law, your commandments, your statutes. Yes, we give ourselves to those things and to obey and be obedient to those things as we can. Yet we are in the midst of a captivity. We're in the midst of a oppressor. We're in the midst of a people, a diverse people that really seeks to just subdue us and bring us under. But yet we ask you for the ingenuity, the industrialness, and the knowledge and wisdom to counter these things and be effective in prosperity. And we thank you for these things in your name. Yes, 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 yes. We give God the praise and the glory for all that he has done. And we thank God even for you. Now, we're in Exodus chapter 21, and we're going to read like this. And now these are the judgment which thou shalt set before them, talking about the Bantu. Now, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, Hebrew can mean anybody of a Hebrew. Hebrew is not just an Israelite. Okay, let's get that straight. 6 years shall ye serve, and in the 7th he shall go free for nothing. Now, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. That gives you a certain clue that these things were not, they were not breeding. I'll put it that way. They were not breeding anything. Now let's go again. Verse 4. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters. That's self-explanatory. In other words, he gave him a wife, the wife that was his. The woman, for whatever reason, she was sold unto servitude, then she had to serve that guy or that man or that person. And he shall go out by himself. But if the servant plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, and I will not go free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. The judges, the rulers, tens of thousands and tens, hundreds, and whatever. He shall go also and bring him to the door, unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. Excuse me. What that means is taking your ear and poking it through, just like you would put an earring. But this is going to come, you're going to put your ear against the doorpost, and he's going to come up like that and pow, right there. And he's going to, and you his servant. You put an earring in if you want to, you still a servant. Now, if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, now you have to realize Joseph he bought Rachel and he bought Leah. Now he worked 7 years, 14 years, 7 years apiece for the two. So therefore that's nothing new. And she shall not go out as the men servant do. But if she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. In other words, another man can buy her to be his wife or his servant, to sell her, even to sell her to a strange nation, that he shall have no power, seeing that he has dealt deceitfully with her. For whatever reason, that she don't please him, she can be redeemed. Somebody can, even her ex-husband, he can take her out. The one that let go, he could redeem her, he buy her. Now, if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her father after the manner of daughters. Now, if he take him another wife, her food and her raiment and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. In other words, you betrothed this woman, you bought this woman to be your wife. Now, therefore, because she did not displease you and you don't want her to do nothing, you're going to still treat her as a wife, even to the point where you're going to have to lay with her too. Now, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not diminish. In other words, you got her, but you don't like her, and she displeases you sometimes. You got another wife, so she's still your wife, period. Now, if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Now, let her go. That is the commandment. That is the judgment of the Most High toward these things. Now, he goes to to here in verse 12. He said, he that smiteth a man so that he die, he shall surely put to death. That's plain and simple. That's where the judges come in. If a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. In other words, if you didn't intend to do it or whatever, it was a mistake, then he's going to give you a city of refuge. That had nothing to do with illegal aliens, thank you. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, now you did this deceitfully. You did this out of whatever spite or whatever you have. Thou shalt not murder. Remember that? Thou shalt take him from my altar. And you go praying, oh, I didn't really do it. I thought he did it. You know, I presume that he did it, or he did this to me and I'm going to kill him, quote unquote, that he may die. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. That's what the Bible says. This is the Bible, period. This is what the law says. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he is found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Now this tells you what happens to what's going to happen even in the judgment. Now even today, he said this is what should happen. You can't kidnap a person. That carries a penalty, eternal penalty. And he that curses his father or mother shall surely be put. Honor your mother and father. He's giving you the consequences of these things that you do, that we do, that some of us do, even as children or teenagers or whatever. He's giving us these things and what the consequences should be. If a man strive together and once it says you dishonor your mother, your father, and your mother, this is a capital transgression of the law. You have done something that is detested. No, don't do it. You just leave it alone. Walk off. If you can't take it, walk off. Your father, you can't. Don't try to strive with your father because you a big joker and he's a big joker and you think you could take him. No, that's not the way it goes. It's not the way it goes. That's the man you came out of. All right. Don't even. I don't care how you look at it. That's the man you came out of. You came out of your mama, but you came out of him before you came out. You came out of her. You see what I'm saying? Get it right. Get it straight and do it right. All right. Now. He says that if a man strive together and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then he that smote him will be acquitted. Okay? Only he shall pay for the loss of his time. In other words, he was sick, he had to heal, and he lost his wages, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. Now, therefore, he had to go to the doctor or somebody had to take care of him that he get healed. So the fact is, you're going to pay. Whether you have to give yourself to servitude, work, or whatever, you got to pay. That's what the Most High says, and that's the way it was and is if we follow those things. Now, if a man smite a servant or is made with a rod and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished or be surely punished. Now, you're going to be, this is your money. He said, now these people, they are your servants. You got mad at them for whatever reason, but you're going to be punished. Usually they were beat with stripes, and it hurt. I mean, they wish they were dead. Now, notwithstanding, if he could continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. In other words, if you didn't hit him hard enough that he died or whatever, you're going to be all right. He said, because that is your money. Sure, still, you're going to make sure that servant is put right. Now, if men strive and hurt a woman with child so that the fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, in other words, she don't die or whatever, he shall be surely punished according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. You know, that is a judgment thing. In other words, now he's going to go why. He says, if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eyes, or whatever sake, or whatever perish, even if his left toe, you're going to let him go free. And this was he was saying this to Israel before they even came into the land of Canaan. He said this to Israel. Now, this is the law. This was even put in the Ark of the Covenant. These things were written down. I don't care who says what. They translated it later, but these things were written. But the fact is that although the heathenistic laws are patterned after this, the heathenistic laws are really sadistic. I mean, because they accuse or excuse each other for the things that they do. I'm not just talking about people that don't look like you, people that do look like you also. Now, it goes again. He says, now, if a man smite a manservant, these are ordinances. These are ordinances, laws, statutes, and judgments. Now, look at this. He said, if a man smite his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go for his tooth's sake. Now, if an ox or your animal, a man or a woman, that they gore a man or a woman, that they die, the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. In other words, he's saying that the ox is not worth a human life. No animal is worth a human life. I don't care how much you love that animal. No. You are wicked. Now, if the ox were wont to push with his horn or in time past, that it had been testified to his owner that he has not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner shall be put to death. In other words, the fact is, this is a judgment of the Most High. You keep your animals in. They're not worth any human. I don't care how you measure a human being. They're still made after the image of God. Period. You can't do that. God says no. You're going to be judged by it because of your value system. Now, if there be laid upon him, if they be laid on him any sum of money that he shall give for the ransom of his life, whatsoever is laid upon him, whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done. In other words, you're going to pay, and pay dearly. That was so. Now, if an ox shall push a manservant, maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. 30 shekels of silver. Where we hear that from before? Now, if a man shall open a pit, and if a man dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. Now, if one man's ox hurt another, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also shall they divide. In other words, the dead ox, you're gonna have meat in your refrigerator. You're gonna have some, in your freezer, whatever. And the live ox is still gonna belong to the man. You're gonna give that to the man that you killed, that you hurt the ox, the dead ox. Why you hurt the dead ox? Now let's get to the point. Now, if it be known that the ox have used to push in time past, and his owner has not kept him in, surely he shall pay ox for ox. Same thing, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, whatever. That's fair. You can't see nothing but the way of the Most High is fair. The law of the Lord is pure. I mean, it has pure intentions. And he's not looking at it from your standpoint. And the dead shall be his own. Now, he's not looking at it from your standpoint, but the Most High is looking at what he tells Israel, even those who he has elected to be the sons and daughters, to be the kings and the priests. He has elected them to be this, and they should follow these things, even you and I, to the point that we follow them wholly, and that we make it right for our neighbor, or our neighbor that's of the same as we are. Make it. The heathen's not going to do this. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to do this. Well, I don't even know why you even think that way. But if you name yourself after the way of Israel, you should study and know this for yourself, so that you might have joy and peace. Yes, this is joy and peace. Maybe not to the heathen, but to us it is. And with all that, we're going to say peace.